Hello, my friends. Welcome to our weekly live in MomXVA. If you are new to MomXVA, this is the community for moms who are redefining what's possible in life, in business, in motherhood, in womanhood, all the things. I truly believe that the VA industry is actually about so much more than simply being a virtual assistant. It is the pathway, the vehicle to having the kind of life where you can say yes to what you want and no to what you don't want and have that freedom, that flexibility, that financial stability. And I just love it more than anything. It's allowed me to find what I want inside of motherhood, and I just love sharing it with all of you. So today we are talking about the step-by-step, the overall high-level pathway and roadmap to building your virtual assistant business in 2025. And one of the things that's really fun is that the demand is just growing for virtual assistants because as businesses grow, they cannot grow alone. You cannot grow as a solopreneur. To grow your business, you have to figure out how to grow without having to work more. So this is leverage, this is scalability, and this is something, it doesn't matter if it's a coffee shop, if it's a clothing store, if it's an online course creator, anything. People need team. They need support to be able to grow. There's only so many hours in a day. And when businesses hire, they essentially expand the day-to-day capacity of their business. And the owner, the entrepreneur, the CEO, the visionary gets to stay in their zone of genius. And so they have a lot more fun in business and they end up making a lot more money too, which is one of the core desires, obviously, of a business owner. And this is where you come in because the industry is popping. The industry has changed over the last couple of years. And so I'm going to be sharing some of those shifts that will help you kind of keep up with the changes and put yourself ahead of them too. So one of the things, demand is growing for VAs. The next is that specialized VAs tend to do a lot better and earn a lot more than general VAs. And before you think I don't have any kind of specialization, I'm not an expert. One, you are an expert. Listen to literally all of the trainings in here, and I help you kind of walk through how to find your zone of genius and your expertise. And here's the thing. When you specialize, when you go from being a generalist to a specialist, it's not that you're claiming you have a PhD or a certification or anything like that. You're saying, this is my area of specialty. This is where I learn. This is where I develop my skills. This is where I nerd out, and this is where I can help you. And business owners, it's a lot easier to understand the perception of value and what you can bring to the table when you're yeah, I'm really good at this thing. I love doing it, and I'm always learning and growing in that area too. So don't think that just because you're claiming a specialty that you're it's one and done. You're the be all end all expert. It's something that you pick to nerd out about and to continue to expand and develop your skills in. Okay. And then, so basically from here, I'm going to walk you through some of the core things to do to go book out your business in 2025 with all of these industry shifts. One, I want you to shift from being just an employee, just a VA, to being the CEO of your company. So I want you to think bigger. I want you to think about where you want to be at the end of this year, what you want to be doing. Do you want to be a solo VA? Do you want to have a team? How much do you want to be earning? How much do you want to be working per day? And then once you have that information, it's so fun because you can essentially work backwards. You can reverse engineer. Okay, if I want to be earning 5K months, and I only want to be working 10 hours a week, you're either going to have to get really, really specialized, or over time, you're going to be building out a team so that you can expand the capacity and day-to-day of your business. So this is so fun because the reasons that a company would hire you as their VA, you also get to think through those reasons to build out your own business as a VA. So shifting from employee to business owner. And if you think about the day-to-day too of what business owners do, they market, they sell, they open doors, they network. And so I want you to start doing those things as well. All of business success comes down to something called leading and lagging activities. The leading activities are things that you can control. The lagging activities are things you cannot, which is how much money you earn, what clients book you. But the thing is, when you do more leading activities, you're more likely to have the expanded lagging activities / opportunities / big business / dream income. And I've seen this so many times. I actually have a post going up today on my Instagram about this of if you want to see more success and more results in your business, it simply comes down to expanding your day-to-day output. And just as an example, this was actually before the VA industry. This was before I found it, I was in direct sales, and I had decided, I'm like, I see those women at the top. I want to be at the top. Like a mom in the middle of motherhood and chaos and all the things. But I was like, I'm going to study what they're doing, and then I'm going to do more than they do. And I literally just expanded my daily output and got wildly uncomfortable, like making phone calls, like all the things. Like, oh, like this is so uncomfortable, but I'm going to do the thing because I want to see if it'll get me to the top. And you guys, I kid you not, within a couple months, I was on the leaderboards. And this is the same for your VA business. If you're not applying to jobs daily, you're not networking daily, you're not reaching out daily, you're not thinking like a business owner, then what the heck are you even doing? Like, come on, let's go. Let's go. And some of it too is like, how badly do you want it? And if the activities, the daily activities, you're like, oh, which is okay. It's always uncomfortable, but you do it anyways, and it helps when you're my video keeps like sliding down. It helps when you are super clear on what you want it to feel like, what you want it to look like, what kind of income do you want to earn, and then going deeper and deeper with that why. What do you want to be doing with your kids, your family? Do you want to go on travel? And when you're really tapped into the why, and it's kind of like coded in like intrinsic motivation in your body, it's a lot easier to do those uncomfortable things. And I don't know about you, but I've always been someone like slightly, high achiever, if you will. Thanks, mom and dad. But like slightly competitive too. And so it's always been this like fun challenge. And I want you to think about it too, of like, take the pressure out of the daily activities and just do it in the energy of play and, oh, this is a fun challenge. And like, let's just see what happens when I like double my day-to-day output, and just keep at it, before I see the results. So I really want to encourage you to just like do more on your day-to-day, make it a habit, like do it before the kids get up, do what you got to do to be the CEO, the business owner. If you want 5K months, dang well, better start acting like it now. Yeah. And so we're going to walk through too, like, so what are some of those things to do? My video keeps slipping. That's so funny. Okay. So first we talked about you're going from a just employee to a business owner. Next, I want you to get super clear on what you're offering. You want to create an irresistible offer. And I'm not going to talk too much about how to figure out what services to offer, because you can go through like so many of the trainings and the guides, and I walk you through all of that. But what I want you to do is pick 2 to 3, like up to 5 max services that you offer as a VA. And this is like what you do. This is who you are as a VA. These are your services. Next, I want you to think about who you want to work with. What industry? Is it men, women? Is it, like niche? And if you're not sure here, go back to the past trainings too. But you like, just one little clue is that you can also think about what you're passionate about in your daily life, faith, animals, books. And this will give you clues on who you want to work with as well. So identify your dream client, pick your services, and then you're going to put together your value proposition. And this is where you, again, kind of going into like, you are an expert from day one. And so you're basically owning what you've done in your past career and then translating that into how you can help business owners grow. So if you have been in HR for 10 years, just as an example, your USP, your unique positioning statement, literally says something like, with 10 years of experience in the HR industry, I now bring my project management skills, communication skills, organization skills to your business as your virtual assistant so that you can, and then you're inserting their ideal outcome. There you go. There's your USP. So now we're going to go into how to turn that into an irresistible offer. So you want to pick packages for your services. These can either be time-based or they can be deliverable based. Another thing that you can do if you are new, you can essentially create test project packages. So instead of someone, hiring you on for months or a year or whatever, you can create these packages where it's kind of like one and done. Like, I'm going to redesign your Instagram profile, or I'm going to build you a funnel, whatever it is based on your services that you offer. I'm going to create SOPs for your business. And it's fun here too, because this also gives you a tester and a taster for doing VA work. And at the end of it, You have testimonials, you have experience, and everything compounds. I've always seen, with myself and also with my students, it's like booking that first client is everything. Once you've booked the first client, it's like you've cracked the ice and you're like, okay, I can do this. I've done it once, I can do it again. And you start to get that confidence that's really just magnetic and unstoppable. And so, if you are working on cracking the ice with your first paid client or project, try, doing a one-time project for them. And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, I can totally do this. Okay. So create a project based on your services. Then you're going to also create a monthly support package. These are ongoing, like retainers, if you will. So they either will pay you at the start of the month or at the end of the month for the time that you worked. And this is ongoing. And it's fun too, because all of these like really thread in to each other. Because if someone hires you for a test project and they love it, their next natural step, like, hey, do you want me to keep helping you in your business? Do you want ongoing support with this? Here's my packages, done and done. Yeah. Okay. And then think about pricing too for your packages. So this is part of creating an irresistible offer as well. You can look at the market, what like VA roles, job ops, what are they typically paying for this type of project? Now, when you specialize, you can also charge a lot more too. So there's a little hint and clue for you. And you can start at the higher end of your comfort zone. I encourage you to do that. And I will caveat that also by saying that for your first, couple clients or projects, get the experience, work the role, if you have an opportunity, take it. Because like I said, it all compounds and it's all going to give you that confidence and momentum to then go book higher paying clients. My first client was $20 an hour and I was thrilled about it. I'm like, I got a VA client. And, my income quickly grew from there, but I was 100% okay earning very much like the lower end of VA work in the US, like hourly rates. Because of course you do pay taxes out of your VA income. But I was like, heck yeah, like I'm a VA. I got the role. I'm a VA. And so I really encourage you to, if like your first couple, don't turn away opportunities because they're not good enough or they don't pay enough. Like get the experience because it's going to give you that confidence and all the things to be able to go book much higher paying clients. And then I want you to practice saying out loud your whole spiel. So your USP, your packages, what impact do they have in your dream client's business, and also your pricing. Because when it comes time on a discovery call, if it's your first time saying that out loud, you're going to be like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't even know. Oh gosh, like, what are they asking me? And so practice, like say it in front of a mirror, record yourself on video if you want. While you're getting ready in the morning, just like, la, 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 like say it out loud, all the things. And you're going to be so much more comfortable when you are talking to clients. Okay. And then the next, doing outreach. I think a lot of VAs think about like, oh, I'll just apply to open roles, but then, maybe it's hard to find roles or like they don't pay enough. And this is why I love adding in the element of networking and outreach and simply opening doors. If it feels intimidating, one of the things you can do is simply, reach out to people that are already in your network, let them know what you're up to. It's not that you're asking them to work with you. It's just that you're like, hey, do you know any business owners who might be looking for support? I just launched my VA business. I'm super excited, to connect with business owners and learn more about what they're looking for and what they need in team. And this is like 100%, like I built my portfolio when I found the VA industry. And this was like literally the next thing I did. I just started reaching out to people in my network that I knew had businesses. I highly encourage you to do that too. And in fact, one of the recent trainings in here, I actually talked through the scripts of exactly how to do this. So just go back to past trainings if you're like, what do I say? Because I'll walk you through all of that. Then now the next thing, when you are starting to connect with business owners, when you are applying to jobs, you better believe that they're likely going to go look you up, especially if they're very interested in hiring you. And so you will want to have that brand, the VA brand, your LinkedIn, Instagram. One of the things and this is kind of advanced, but I want to share this as you start thinking about building out your business and the type of business that you want to have. You can create a lead magnet based on your services and area of specialty. So if you, just as an example, do social media as a VA, you could create a lead magnet that's like, the top 5 hacks to creating high converting content. I just made that up on the top of my head, but something like that. And have it like on your Instagram, your link in bio. And then at the end of your lead magnet, you have a CTA. If you want me to do this for you, click here to book a call and just insert a Calendly link. But this also helps people see that you have something tangible to offer. You are a specialist in it. You're an expert, and you have taken the time to like build this brand and like own what you can do for business owners, because you're amazing. You have incredible skills and experience, and it's not so much about developing new skills to be a VA. It's about owning what you've done and what you have, and just like ripping the fear band-aid off and just showing up, owning it, getting out there, like putting your name out there, making those connections, applying to the jobs, like we talked about, increasing your output. Okay. And then now we're talking about from getting booked to actually scaling. So once you have started working with a couple clients, you kind of gotten your feet under you, now you're starting to think about like systems and optimizations, and you're creating like a new client onboarding flow. So it's like the same things that you're helping your clients with. I also want you to think about your VA business in that way too. So you got your processes dialed in, and now you're like, okay, when a new client onboards, here's like the checklist of what we do for them. And then you can start thinking through too of like, how can you automate it? There's lots of great tech platforms to do that. Honeybook, Dubsado, all of those will help you with it. You can create templates and SOPs. So even, like common, as you start to work with VA clients and you get common questions, you can write templates for responses, like anything to make your job easier. It's the same thing you're doing with your clients. It's so fun. And when you're booked out, we actually, in the VA Leadership Academy, my core, like love of my life, my signature program, we have, I think, over 400 students who've gone through it now. Like we see this a lot. So one of my students, she started, I think in January, she's already booked out to the point where she's like, I can't even take on any more clients, and I still have people coming to me. What do I do? And this is really fun. This is a client overflow problem, which is actually an amazing position to be in. And this is when you start thinking about expanding your capacity by bringing on team to help you work with clients. And so thinking through that too is like, okay, once you're fully booked, and you can define fully booked by either your income goals or the time that you have per week, but you want to keep growing. This is where team comes in. You can also create that lead magnet and passive offers around your services if business owners want to do it themselves. So there's so many just like fun ways to grow. And like the biggest thing is just start thinking like a business owner the same way that you're going to support your VA clients. Like start thinking about your business through that lens too. Okay. I'm so excited for you. So just to recap what we talked about going from the foundation to the offer, to the outreach, systems, to scale. Okay? So that's your roadmap. If you want to be at 5K, 10K, even I've had students hit 20K months in the VA industry. If you want to be there, like start thinking with that in mind and work backwards. What needs to happen to be there? If you're not sure, go study businesses who are there and start taking notes. Likely they have team, they have systems, they've built a strong brand, and you get to go do that too. No one can give you permission but you. I mean, I give you permission, but you got to go get it. Go get it. Okay, so I want to give you a 7-day fast start challenge. Are you ready? So day 1, which is today, I want you to define your services and your dream client. What are you going to offer, and who do you want to work with? Day 2, which is tomorrow, I want you to research pricing, and I want you to set your pricing. And then day 3, create a simple pitch and outreach templates. This is going to make it so much easier because I want you to be doing outreach and activity every single day to grow your business. So day 3, create your simple pitch, outreach templates, and then day 4 to 7, freaking get after it. Implement daily outreach. Minimum of 10 touch points every day. Every day. Okay, there you have it. There's your 2025 roadmap to starting growing, scaling your virtual assistant business. If you want help with all of this, you're like, this sounds amazing, but I don't know where to get started. I don't know what to say. How do I build my portfolio? How do I onboard clients? What do I do for discovery calls? The VA Leadership Academy is where we walk you through step by step. We've had over 400 students go through the program. They're doing crazy things. I just put a video up in here yesterday of a student who booked a 6K a month client in 30 days of starting her business inside the academy. She's at 7K months now. So if you want help getting there quickly, you don't want to do the trial and error, the VA Leadership Academy is for you. It would be a true honor to serve you, to help you, to, just bring that dream business to life. And you deserve it. You're an expert. You're amazing. So reach out if you have any questions, drop Academy in the chat, send me a message. And I can't wait to hear your reflections and your takeaways. And definitely go ahead, start that 7-day fast start challenge now and let me know how it goes at the end of a week. It's going to be so exciting. Just like we talked about, leading and lagging activities. So you do what you can control every day and you're going to blow it up and crush it. And if you're not where you want to be, just simply increase your daily output and you will get there quickly. Okay. I'm so excited for you. Mwah. Love you so much. Bye, everybody.